You know, you ask a lot of women to describe their ideal man, and they'll describe another woman. What's up with that? You know? I found a Bible verse that if you follow the advice from this one Bible verse, you will never, ever, ever have a problem in marriage. How many think that's worth seeing? All right, you follow the advice from this one verse, you'll never have a problem in marriage. It says it's good for a man not to marry. All right? So, well, now why would he say that? That's such a terrible thing to say. Because he goes on to explain, he who marries will have trouble in this life. You know, people come up to me, Pastor Mark, something's wrong. I say, what is it? We got trouble in our marriage. I go, no, that's about right. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong. That's pretty normal. Now, you don't hear these verses read at weddings very often.
I like the title because I relate well to teaching and instruction that is not, tell me what it isn't, and that way I'll be able to integrate what it is. So I think it's kind of a grabby message. We certainly have a lot of messages on the shelves, bookshelves online of what love is, or what a good marriage is, 10 steps to doing this, that, or the other thing. But what love is not, that's a message that really grabs you.
I like the title too, because sometimes people don't realize the pitfalls that are out there, and this book kind of brings them out to say, hey, these are warning signs, or if you see yourself going down this road, you can avoid some of the pitfalls in relationships if you take to heart some of the principles that are in the book.
I'm curious, and I want to know what love really is. That's what I think of when I look at the name of the book. I want to find those puzzle pieces that are separate from the actual heart puzzle on the front of the book.
When I looked at the title, what love is not, I began to think this book is going to show me what love is all about.
One thing I got from reading the book as a whole is that it's an excellent practical marriage book with just chock full and loaded with godly principles and good scripture-based wisdom. And let's face it, there's a large segment of believers and kingdom people who are separated, divorced, on their second or third marriages, and I believe this book would be for them today.
And there was a part in the book that mentioned that love is beautiful and messy all at the same time, and I just feel that is a good statement because it's not all the happiness and the all the happy moments, there's messy times as well in a marriage and in a relationship. And I just thank the Lord that because of our commitment to each other and coming into it as a covenant relation between us, that the messy times we were able to walk through those messy times and put some of these principles that are in the book into practice.
The guiding principle that was that really spoke to me is that our marriage is a ministry. And I don't know if I've ever thought of it so much as being a ministry, but I realized that when that Jesus gave his life for the church, and that he loves the church, and marriage is supposed to be a picture. Our marriages are supposed to be a picture of Christ's love for the church.
A key that so many times brings up frustration and also anger. And when you work together in working out your finances, you will find that this book will help you.
Keep building the relationship, because what was attacking our relationship 30 years ago, because we've been married 40 years, what was attacking and what was coming against our relationship 30 years, of course, is not what's attacking and coming against us now. So be vigilant, keep building.
If you keep talking, when you're upset about something, just don't hold it in, but actually talk about it and resolve it, is so important in a relationship.
I think that's the section on money management and debt management is something that we can relate to.
Yes.
In terms of, we've had pretty good success as a couple over the last 40 years of managing our money well and avoiding the debt trap. And it was because of godly principles that, through scripture and good teaching that were built into us at a very early stage in our marriage.
Not to say that we didn't have any tight spots financially in our marriages, because we did. The kids were young and the bills were piling up, and Bob even took a second job at times just to help make ends meet. But the principles are still there, that you continue to give, and then you just keep trusting the Lord to provide, and just, not overspend, keep your expenses under control and your credit cards, and just, if you put those principles into play, you reap the benefits years down the road.
One thing I learned at a very short time after we were married was that as one person, we are anything that I do or say against my husband in any way affects our relationship. And I remember being with a number of women and hearing them talk, and all of them were complaining about what their husband had done or what he hadn't done, and they were having a great old chat about it. And as I sat there, I realized that I did not want to have any part in something like that, because I felt like I was talking about myself if I was sharing things about our own relationship that is private. And so that's been one of the things that I've walked through in our marriage, is to make sure that I always am respectful of my husband and our relationship.
And for me, the things that really spoke to me with this is that as a husband, I am a leader, I am a protector. When the kids came along, I came alongside and helped and was there, and we had ups and downs, but for the past 47 years, God has been with us, and our faith and our trust in God and faith and trust in each other has really been a a wonderful experience.